Good morning and welcome to our devotion today at Sunderland Elim. We've been looking at Peter, and last week we were at the Passover meal, the Last Supper, and we saw how Peter learned he would deny Jesus. It was there that they also learned that Jesus was going to be betrayed by Judas, and it was an emotional time. The week leading up to this had been charged emotionally, the triumphant entry, the tensions with the religious leaders. They were all probably quite weary after a tough week, and I think we can all identify with that. Times when life's hard, we have a difficult season and we're tired, emotionally weary. Well, Jesus comes to the Garden of Gethsemane and the disciples go, and he takes Peter and James and John and they go a little further into the garden, and Jesus asks them to pray and watch over them. Yet they're human and they fall asleep. And Jesus comes again, please pray, watch over. Yet they fall asleep. For Jesus, it's a time of high emotion. We read in John where an angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him, and being in anguish he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat were like drops of blood falling to the ground. He's praying that the cup be taken from him, but he's submitting to his Father, not my will but yours. Jesus felt that human emotion just the same as Peter felt human emotions. Jesus understands our anguish, understands our weariness, understands that we get tired. But as we go on further in this event, as they're talking there, here comes a crowd, soldiers, the high priests, a crowd of people coming, torches, swords. Can you imagine the electricity that was in the air there? And Judas comes and embraces Jesus and leans in and gives him a kiss. You know, the Greek word that is used for kiss there indicates more than just a casual greeting. Judas gave to Jesus the affectionate and fervent greeting of intimate friends. Put yourself in that position. Being embraced by an intimate friend, yet knowing the depth of betrayal. Jesus is going to be arrested. So what did the disciples do? It says in Matthew, Jesus' companions reached for his sword, drew it out and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. We know from John that that disciple was Peter. Peter coming to the defence of his Lord. It might have been rash, it might have been reactionary, but think of the week they've had. We can begin to understand where the action came from. We all, in the heat of the moment, react. And what does Jesus do? Put your sword away. And Jesus actually reaches out and heals the ear of the servant of the high priest. Our enemies that we want to lash out at, our enemies when they come at us, especially when we're tired, when we're weary. Yeah, we want to lash out. We're human. But we need to try and follow Christ's example to learn. Jesus reached out and healed his enemies. You see, his enemies, they're in need of salvation. Our enemies, when people come against us, when they attack us, they're in need of God. And despite our emotions, we need to try and dig deep and to heal. There are times when instead of rushing to the defence, we just need to stand back and to offer forgiveness. It's hard, it's tough. Many times we'll feel and we'll react first and then regret later. But let me just encourage you. Peter, he failed again. He fell asleep. He wasn't keeping watch. He reacted with violence. But this is the same Peter that God built his church on. This is the same Peter that's the rock. There was forgiveness for Peter in that place. Through the cross, through Jesus' blood, there is forgiveness for us. So let us take hope in that. Yes, we get tired, we get weary, we fail, we make mistakes, we react. But our God is a God who forgives. And we get back up again and we carry on and we play our part in building God's church.